That's right. It's time. What's going on? How's it going? I don't know. Welcome to Order 42. I am Rob, and we're going to talk about the things tonight. Like all the things. Maybe not all the things, but a lot of things. Fun things. Cool things. What's up, Star Fox? And Octavius is here. That is J Cosma 37. Welcome. And Bucho is here. Welcome. Oh, time to end the stream. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye. What's going on? And Cryptic is here. Oh my gosh. Welcome. It's good to see all of you guys in here just chilling, doing the thing. I mean, look, we've got a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things. Some cool things. But how are you guys doing? It's been a crazy week. Here in the US, we had basically the July 4th celebration that went on all weekend. People setting off fireworks at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning repeatedly. Thank you, Nightbot. Of course, Nightbot is here to take care of things. 8-bit glitch. And yes, I was just about to talk about that. Yeah. Let's just say it. And hey, the chat seems to be working. Cool. But yeah. This convention coming up this weekend, Greenville, South Carolina, the Southeast Game Exchange. Of course, all of these folks will be here. Will be there. Not here, there. But I will also be going along with Billy and Jay. We're going to be there and we're going to show Adventures in Game Chasing at 5 p.m. on Saturday. It's definitely far from here. It's definitely far from here. Oh my gosh, Nightbot. Really? I set that for an hour. And he's already trying to pad his pockets. Nightbot, chill out. So if Nightbot just goes nuts tonight, I'm just going to say, look, it's not... I did everything I could. I don't know what's going on with Nightbot. So, there you go. But look, I'm really excited about this. I didn't think I was going to be going. I had some family things. Oh, it's just going away. The chat's just going away after a couple of minutes. It's weird. 60 seconds, 60 minutes. I know. I mean, it's easy to confuse, but you're a freaking computer. You should not be doing that. Wow. Got my tea though. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Of course, the crazy cool thing about going to these conventions is I get to meet a lot of people that I wouldn't have otherwise met. Metal Jesus Rocks in particular is somebody I want to talk to and meet. I've never met him. Everybody says he's cool. I can't tell you. I can't tell you if he's cool because I've never met him. I mean, Pat the NES Punk. I mean, I'm totally kidding. Pat's fun. Boogie's fun. It's gonna be an interesting weekend. I hope we have. How many coffees has Nightbot had? Yes, is the answer to that question. I think he might have been dipping into my Mountain Dew as well. Isn't Pat a punk? I mean, he is the NES punk. Look, people give him crap all the time. I know Jay gives him crap all the time on his streams. He's hashtag no Pat and all that kind of stuff. I think Pat's a perfectly nice guy. And in fact, when he said that Adventures in Game Chasing was, yeah, it's not bad. Like, that's like huge praise coming from him. So I'm interested for more people to see it, you know? That's what I'm really gearing up for. It's funny. It's a family thing that I was supposed to go to this weekend. And my wife told me, she goes, isn't this kind of like your job now? To help promote this movie so that you guys can make more and then in turn you'll make more? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, well, then you should go. And I'm like, Okay, I can't argue with that. So, yeah, it is. Look, Jay, and all of them, to a certain extent, we rib each other a little bit, But you know, for a while there, I was like, dude, Pat must suck. And then I met him. I'm like, that's a really nice guy. So anyway, so that's the thing. This weekend I'll be doing that. I probably look. I don't know how things are gonna go. It's a 14-hour drive from Dallas Fort Worth. I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do a video next week. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do a stream next week. It just depends on when I get home. Of course, 14 hours, you could probably make that in one day, right? Well, true. I don't know. I don't know. I'm basically at the mercy of what Billy and Jay want to do. And I asked them if I was like, hey, are we planning on stopping anywhere? Like, are we planning on doing any, like, I don't know, game chasing or anything like that? So, 14 hours, shoot some video. Oh, you know it. Well, here's the thing. Most of the time in the car, it's either stuff we can't put on stream or on the internet, or one of them's, somebody's sleeping. So I don't want to do that. I mean, look, I'm going to shoot some video. Okay. I've got to do a Southeast Game Exchange video, right? I mean, I've got to, I've got to do it. So yeah. And apparently Bucho is busy liking tweets because my phone is going off right now. But thank you, Bucho. It is Bucho, right? Yep, it is Bucho. Anytime I see a bunch of notifications come in from Twitter, that's what it is. There you go. But look, again, I'm happy to see you guys here. I've got just other than the Southeast Game Exchange, which is kind of the big news for this week, that I'm actually going to go. I'm leaving Thursday morning, and I think Jay said that he wants to. Bucho loves liking tweets. Thank you. I don't know what the plan is. I just know we're leaving Thursday. And I hope, I don't know does Greenville, South Carolina have any like good food? I have no idea. I've never been to South Carolina. I've been to North Carolina briefly to fly out of Richmond. And I've been to Georgia once for about 10 hours for a business trip back in the day. And yeah, so I don't know what I'm in for. Your sister lived in South Carolina for a bit. It has okay food. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, I wanted to look, I'm excited for it. But man, this week has been, if you've been paying any attention to my channel, which granted, if you haven't, that's, I mean, totally cool. You're here now. That's what I'm excited about. But holy crap, I put out a video on Thursday. It was a review of RRR. It's only 14 owl hairs. Oh, 14 hours. Gotcha. Squiggles is here. What's going on, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. By the way, did you know that I'm going to the Southeast Game Exchange, Greenville, South Carolina? Huh? I'm going with Billy and Jay. So, and I think you're around here, I believe. But yeah. He looks like Bam Margera on the right. Oh. I mean, a little bit. I mean, you're not wrong. You went to see a movie for the first time in months, saw The Black Phone. How was it? Was it good? It looks good. And I love Ethan Hawke. So. But look, I just want to talk. You live in Arlington? Okay. That's what I thought. And that looks weird with the chat being behind the border there. But hey, I just wanted to try something new and see if that works. It almost looks like there's fog coming up from the bottom of your device, right? I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I just didn't want to just put Order 42 right in the middle. You know what I mean? I wanted to add some texture. You know? No? I don't know. And Ted Milich is here. Ted, again, thank you for bringing up RRR. We're going to talk a little bit about some stuff. But thank you, Ted. And of course I said it in the video too, and I didn't mean to like call you out or anything, but it was like I got to give credit where credit's due, you know? It was Ted Milich and Bucho telling me about RRR that made me watch it, and then of course this video went insane. Pretty good. Ending was a little abrupt, but Ethan Hawke was great, and the kid actors were impressive. Definitely recommend checking it out. Okay then. That's definitely one I want to see. I mean, of course, we have Thor coming up this weekend. I'm not going to be able to see it, but we'll talk a little bit about that later. More than welcome, and that was very cool. Well, cool. I'm glad you were okay with it. You know, I'm always afraid that maybe people are like, hey, don't drag me into your craziness. But at the same time, I mean, you're in my chat, so I figured, hey, why not? You know, give credit where credit's due. They should have had Rise, Rebel, Resist as the theme song for the movie. Well, I mean, they had a lot. They had a lot going on in that movie. So, just saying. But yeah, so I went from, and this is the crazy thing, I went from 312 subscribers. Look, I'm a tiny little channel, okay? I went from 312 subscribers to right now I have 383. So off of this one video, I've gotten approximately 71 new subscribers. My biggest video on my channel was a fan edit review of The Hobbit. Around 2,400 views, 22.4K, whatever. Pretty good. At least for me, I was like, hey, I'm just happy I have one over 2,000. I think that's really, really cool. This one comes out and just destroys it in hours. I'm at, how many does this have now? Let me see. 15,384 views off of a 5-minute and 43-second video. I got something like an extra like 600 or 700 hours of watch time on my channel, all because of this video. And half of them are Patricia from Facebook. I mean, it could be. It could be. In fact, thank you, Patricia, for the sub from a couple of weeks ago. But look, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. But what was weird was watching it grow, because this movie is insane. And if you still haven't seen this movie, please watch it. It is so much fun and so bonkers, and it's just wow. But I watched it and it was kind of like growing, and I'm like, wow, what's going on? I almost have 100 views already. And then it turned around 8 a.m., 9 a.m. in New Delhi, and suddenly it went, I mean, it was thousands of views. I think I got something like, in those first couple of hours that Delhi or that India was awake, I got something like 7,000 views. It was crazy watching this, and the comments were just, my phone was going crazy, and I'm like sitting there going, oh my God, what is going on? And then I realized, especially seeing the comments, I'm like, these are people from India. They're for some reason, this is getting, YouTube is placing this as kind of like a recommended video. And it turns out at the end of, I guess, like, when your video ends, there's usually some videos that pop up, that are either like-minded or, similarly themed or whatever. And it just went insane. And it was one video that I got like 40% of my views off of somebody watching this other video. And it was like, this is crazy. And then of course the response has been insane. Hold on just a second. I'm going to close this door because my wife just got home and I don't want to bug her. So give me a second. Also, I have something coming in the mail today and or from Amazon. And yeah, we're going to have to get that as soon as hopefully it does actually show up. I mean, we'll see, but I like totally want to at least try to show this off. 4 stops away. Dude, they're down the street. So it should be here like wow. Congrats, Rob. Keep the videos coming. You could be recommended from YouTube like Chris Stutman, Cody Leach. I mean, look. The thing is, the one thing that I don't want to do is suddenly turn this into the Indian movie channel. Not that I'm not interested in watching Indian movies, but I don't want to be that guy that goes, oh, he's turned into this, whatever. I'm still going to be doing fan edits, reviews of fan edits. I'm still going to be doing other movies, other streaming shows, whatever. But yeah, you're going to see some Indian movies in the mix because I'm interested in it. I'm genuinely like amazed that I had this view of Indian filmmaking that was completely wrong. You know? So, Patricia's the president of the Order 42 fan club. Well, thank you, Patricia. And you enjoyed my Stranger Things video. Well, thank you. You're excited for Better Call Saul returning on Monday. Only 6 episodes left. See, I haven't watched any of this season because I don't have that as a streaming service or whatever. So I was waiting until it's over and then I'm just going to binge it. So that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I don't know if that's a great idea or not, but that's what I'm going to do. That's cool that a bunch came from India. It's like something like 70% of the views came from India. The rest of them came from a mixture of, like, of course, the U.S. There was some in the U.S. Like 7% was the U.S. Then like 3% was the U.K. And then it just, there was so many views on this video, and it just keeps going. I think I got within the last, because what I did is I made a note yesterday as I was making my notes for my video, and it's like, oh yeah, I have 13,300. Well, I have 15,200 now. So I got 1,900 views in one day. It just keeps growing. So we'll see. We'll see where this ends up, you know. But yeah, the great algorithm. Paulie from Midnight's Edge, Latino Slant must have had the same response on his channel. He's been all over these movies since. Yeah, it's kind of like finding a brand new genre of movie that you didn't even know existed. And that's how it feels to me. And that's really, really exciting if you're a movie fan, because you get to see all of these new, I mean, it was the same thing. I felt a similar thing when I started watching all of the Korean stuff that Leon was telling me about. It was like, wow, there's just like this untapped, amazing, great stuff that I've never seen before with this new edge to it. And I'm going to continue watching those. So it's really cool. And yeah, this was definitely the first Indian movie I'd ever watched too. Do popular shows and movies and throw in random ones from different cultures. People would love to see someone from another country review a movie they love. That's exactly what's going on. A lot of people are just like, I'm just so happy to see that you liked it. And it's like there's this Indian pride in this movie in particular. And it's awesome. It's really, really awesome. And I mean, I'm sitting there like all night or all day on Friday answering YouTube. That's all I did. Like almost the entire day was, field questions or replies on YouTube. It was amazing. I was like, is this what it's like to be a big YouTuber? Like you just get like this every time you put out a video? Because it's incredibly fun, but it's also like, man, I need a break. I need to go walk around or something. It was It was really, really fun. I mean, and even if this is a flash in the pan, the only time it ever happens, cool. But at least I got to experience it because it really was a lot of fun to do all that. And then of course seeing these numbers, and after a while, I couldn't sleep. Uh, Thursday morning, when I was because I usually stay up to like 2:30 in the morning because I don't have a job, right? And watching those numbers grow and grow, and it's like I kept looking, and it was like, oh my god, it's 300 more views in the last since I refreshed it like 10 minutes ago. It was crazy. It was just nuts. So if you're in India and you enjoyed my video and you watched my video, thank you. If you're anywhere else and you watch this video, thank you. It doesn't even matter. It's like everybody that watched this video, I just want to I can't even imagine this response. I couldn't have imagined it when I was putting it up. I was actually thinking this video is not going to do very well because I don't think I did a very good job actually reviewing the movie. But I set out to do one thing only, and that is convince someone like myself who has no clue about the Indian movie industry to say, I need to check this out. And that's what I wanted. I wanted someone like me to be able to do that and watch my video and go, huh, it's on Netflix. Let's check it out. That's what I wanted. And I could not have imagined that this would happen. So you got AMC Plus just for Better Call Saul. I'm a super fan of it and Breaking Bad, so I'll watch it as soon as it releases. Yeah, Squiggles, I think I've told this story before, maybe not on YouTube, but I know I've said it before on Twitch, and that is Breaking Bad was the show that I had to stop watching as it was releasing because it was giving me so much stress that I couldn't sleep, and therefore I couldn't like the next morning it'd be like I had a hangover because I'd got 4 hours of sleep because I'm sitting there thinking about all this. It just stresses me out. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. It's a really, really well made show, but yeah, I love it. You got to at least check out a couple more. Oh, dude. Rajamali, you better believe I'm going to be watching both of the I want to watch the KGF movies. There's I mean, seriously, if you go through those comments, there are hundreds of comments of people recommending things. And it's like I'm going to be busy, you know? So it's really, really going to be fun. It's a hard movie to review without giving it away. Are you talking about this? Because I feel like this is the kind of movie that just me saying it wouldn't do it any justice. You know, when I said, what did I say? One mother effer is throwing a cheetah at another mother effer. Doesn't even matter. There's so much crazy stuff that happens in this movie that I literally thought there was no way I was going to like it. And it's all on the performances. The performances were so freaking good. So, yeah. But there's one thing also that I wanted to say too. And I think if you see it from I think my intention was good. I don't know if I did it well enough. And the whole thing was I'm showing that little clip from the little meme Superman and Spider-Woman, clip. And I'm saying, I was trying to say, look, a lot of people in the US think that this is all India has to offer, is this kind of stuff. And that everything is this cheesy and stupid, and it's just bad. But I'm here to tell you it's not. And I was hoping that came across. I've had a few comments of people saying, I don't understand why you even said that. Why you even had that on there, because it gives people a bad impression. And I'm like, I was trying to say, this is what I thought it was, and it's not. So if anyone thinks that I was trying to be disrespectful, I wasn't. I was just trying to illustrate my ignorance and that this is not what India is about. That India filmmaking has a lot more to offer than that kind of stuff, I mean, dude, look at some of the cheesy crap that was on in America in the 80s. I mean, come on. Knight Rider? Let's be honest. Show's cheesy. A-Team? Cheesy. Really cheesy. And just untold amounts of action shows and stuff like that. Come on. TJ Hooker, really? You don't think that was cheesy? Come on. Come on. So, it's just one of those things where it's like I felt like I had to give an illustration of what this in my head is what I thought India was about. You know? So, if I didn't do a good job of that, I apologize. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Breaking Bad was so damn good. I avoided Better Call Saul for 5 years because I didn't think it would be good, but in a lot of ways, it's just as good, if not better. I agree with you. I think it's a really, really good show. And of course, like I said, I haven't watched any of this season, but I really, really enjoy this show. I think it's going to be great. There's still super cheesy stuff on American TV today. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But I think that stuff takes the cake. And look, I'm sorry, Star Fox. Knight Rider is cheesy. It is. Okay, do me a favor. Go watch some G.I. Joe. Go watch that live stream of G.I. Joe that's still going on YouTube. I still get it recommended to me all the time. And every now and then I do put it on. But holy crap, what a cheesy show. Oh my God, it's crazy. It is crazy. So far, season 6 is very good. Lots of great moments. Excited to see how it wraps up. Yes. And G.I. Joe is perfect. Sometimes foreign films seem cheesy because we didn't grow up in that culture. Absolutely. And that's one of the things. Somebody said something. I can't remember exactly what they said. I'm going to paraphrase. But it was something along the lines of you don't watch a movie for science. You watch a movie to be entertained. And then someone else said something and this might be one of those times where, like Bucho, when Bucho said when went into a convenience store and said I could eat a horse's soul, and it made me laugh, and then realized that, oh yeah, that's something I said. Someone said Indians audiences don't just watch a movie, they celebrate it. And I heard that and I was like, wow, that's pretty genius. I really, really like that. So, I don't know. There's my biggest issue with most movies is that they will set up a world and then you get the idea of what the rules are, right? And then when they end up breaking those rules, that's a problem. In other words, for example, a movie that did it well, that was crazy, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I'd had no problem with that because right off the bat, they're flying around and jumping off of, they're doing crazy stuff. I had no problem with that. It's when movies do that in the middle of the movie where it's like, wait a minute. All of a sudden we're just going nuts now. That's a problem with theme. That's a problem with tone. That's a problem with the setup. This movie does not have that. It is right away like you understand what this movie is. And again, the performance is insane. Just insane. But yeah, Mystic, that is absolutely correct. And it's almost like making them almost like a superhero is from their perspective is a it's a good thing. It's almost like an honor thing, which I really kind of like too. But I will also say that if you're interested in learning anything about not just this movie, but the history of these two characters, the actual people, if you're interested in learning a little bit about the industry in India, the film industry, all the different, 12 different studios, or I think it's studios, but it's more like 12 different languages, and they all have their own sort of Hollywood. you know, Bollywood, Tollywood, Sandalwood. I mean, there's all these different ones. I can't remember them all, but there are comments that go through that, and it's really, really interesting. And the more I read, the more I'm like, it's like when someone says something to you and it makes you feel ignorant. Some people look at that and they go, okay, that's not good. That's not good. I don't like feeling like that. To me, it's like, I want more. I want to know more. It's like I want to sit down with some of these people and talk about and learn more about this industry. I think it's fascinating, and I'm really excited to see more. So I'll just throw that out there, that if you're interested, it is there. Don't watch movies for the science. Apollo 13 told me that I can figure a square peg in a round hole. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. You get what I think. I hope you get what I'm saying. Like the Matrix, for example, they start flying around and doing all kinds of stuff, but it's because they're setting that up, that it's possible in the Matrix that these things can happen. And look, I'm probably doing a bad job of explaining that. But all I know is, yeah, I'm fascinated. In fact, the story that I was telling in the video is that April came in like halfway through and sat down and watched the rest of it. And she wants to watch the first half now. And then she's even said, hey, next time we have a movie night, we ought to pick one of these and watch them, because it got her interested in it. So look, I don't think you can say, especially for someone like her, and I'm not saying this as a bad thing, but she is very, very picky with the shows that she watches, that she chooses to sit down and watch, if that makes sense. It's got to be something that she knows, hey, this is going to be really good. For her to say that was like, wow, this is really, really good stuff. So anyway, let me see here. You watch Tremors and Twister and also The Thing for science. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. And see, and Mystic gets it too. Don't watch movies for the science. Oh yeah, I already said that. Indian coworkers talk about the movie industry over there. It's fascinating to learn about. Yeah, each region has their own mega movie stars. They're a huge deal. And they're almost looked at as almost like with a religious fervor. You know, I watched some videos on it and I'm like, wow. I mean, look, we have our Tom Cruises and our Arnold Schwarzeneggers, but they're not idolized the way. It's almost like, it almost reminds me of the way that people reacted when the Beatles would come on stage. Or, you know what I mean? Like people freaking passing out and just like, oh my God. So yeah. Yeah, I'm really, really interested. And again, I don't even know if I'm saying the name correctly. Someone said that they thought it was funny how Americans pronounce, how they pronounce Indian names. And then one person said that I had it down pat. And I said Ram Charan, the guy on the left. That guy, for some reason, I was just completely like, this guy's amazing. I like both of them, of course, but especially Ram there was just like, I want to watch everything this guy's done. I want to see it all. Let's watch it all. And do you think that there could be a movie where, say, in the 80s, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone team up to play two historical characters, and in the middle of the movie, they just break out into a dance number? No, it'll never happen. It would have never happened. It still will never happen. But you know what? I kind of wish, I kind of miss it. And it kind of makes me think, God, American movies are kind of boring in comparison to this. So much high energy, so much charisma, so much life, you know? So, anyway. Yeah, the vids of Indian movie fans reacting like they're at a huge sports event are a lot of fun. Yeah. A real dreamboat. Yep. I mean, look. I mean, you're right. And when you're right, you're right. So yeah, if you haven't seen my RRR video and you're still on the fence, go watch that. Hopefully it'll make you go, yeah, I need to watch this. And then, holy crap, let's watch some Indian movies. Because, wow. And again, huge, amazing, like the love that came out of India for that video. I mean, it's what I do this. I mean, look, I do this for a lot of reasons, but that was so fulfilling to get that kind of response. There was also the kind of I will say this. I was a little let down that I've never gotten that kind of response from America. You know? Like, God, my own country doesn't, you know, this sounds bad, but it's almost like my own country doesn't appreciate me. But that this country that I watch one movie, I give let's be honest, a glowing review, and they embrace me like I was one of their own. That's insane. It was really, really, it felt really good, you know? And it continues, you know what I mean? It's like, it's still growing. So anyway, I'll stop talking about RRR. It was just, like I said, it's like it's a huge moment for me, you know, like, holy crap. Wow. So that dance off was as good as any fight scene dude, seriously? It's it's so good. It's so good, and it's played completely like oh no, this is normal. You know, and it just captivating. Captivating. Caleb is here. You were just sold on the next movie you'll be watching? Cryptic, let us know what you think. And look, be honest. But man, if I swear, if after say 45 minutes you're not like, okay, I gotta see, because it was almost like, for me, it was almost like after about 45 minutes of watching that movie, it was like, okay, how crazy is this gonna get? You know? And I almost kept watching just out of morbid curiosity, but then found myself eventually at some point, I don't know when, I was just like, I love these guys. I love these guys, and I want to see everything. I love it. I just love it. So, hey, hoping you have a Bucho day. You appreciate me, that crazy Greek. I appreciate you. I appreciate, seriously. I mean, anytime some people come in here and they're watching me or they're watching my videos, I mean, it means a lot to me, you know? It's like, wow, it's awesome. It's just awesome. So thank you for being here and, you know, and saying hi. It means a lot. So to watch, I've got so many things to watch. Of course, the Indian movies too, but I want to see Black Phone. I want to see Thor: Love and Thunder, which comes out on Friday. I want to see. Let's see. I have a list. I need to watch Umbrella Academy season 3. I need to see Westworld. I haven't seen any episodes of Westworld, and I want to watch Only Murders in the Building because Leon keeps saying how good it is, and it's almost like, look, Leon can defend himself, but he doesn't like a whole lot of things. It's like when he likes something, it's got to be really good. Typically, there's very few times that we've disagreed on that. Now, of course, he hates most of the movies I like. Doesn't like Dune, doesn't like Blade Runner, like the movies that really, like, I mean, like, wow, I love these movies. He hates them. But usually when he says something is good, it's pretty damn good, and you should give it a watch. So, yeah, Black Phone, Murders in the Building, Only Murders in the Building. Everyone loves Steve Martin, and all the best people love Martin Short too. Yeah, see, April can't stand Martin Short. She likes Steve Martin, but Martin Short, nah. You got to watch House, a horror comedy movie from the 80s you saw a review of. Yeah, see, that's one of those that I never watched. And I don't know if it's because like for a long time my parents wouldn't let me watch any rated R movies at all, even ones that they kind of like, you know, edited themselves, you know what I mean? Like where they hit pause or mute or whatever. They just wouldn't let me watch stuff. And House is one of those movies, because they didn't like horror movies. I didn't get to watch a lot of horror movies, which means I've never been a huge fan of, like, I would never say that I'm a huge horror movie fan. Then when I finally get around to watching Friday the 13th and Halloween and all these movies, and I'm going, I don't like these because I didn't watch them back then. I don't have anything. It wasn't dangerous. Like, to me, I think part of the reason a lot of people my age, around my age, really love those movies is because that was the kind of movie where they felt like they were getting in trouble. Oh, I might get in trouble by watching this. And then but man, some of those movies are good. Okay. Leon is a grumpy, cool dude. He is. He is. I mean, he can be grumpy. He's hilarious. And he's just a good dude. But yeah, he man, when it comes to movies, he doesn't pull any punches. He'll tell you if it sucks. Like, with no problem. House is a sciencey show? Okay, well then I'm gonna watch it. You started watching horror movies as an adult, but you love them. See, I've never been a huge horror movie fan. I tried to watch, because what I was gonna do is, over at Billy's house, Billy had that big Friday the 13th collection. And I saw it at Movie Trading Company. And I was like, I kind of want to get this. And I'm like, but I've never seen, at that point, had never seen a Friday the 13th movie. It took me, Friday the 13th 1 is not bad. It's still cheesy, and there's this whole scene where you watch the lady make coffee for some reason. I guess that's supposed to be tension. That movie was okay, but the second one, I couldn't even get through it. I said, this is a waste of my time. These are not going to be for me. They're just not. And that's fine. But man, I could not get into them. And a lot of the Nightmare on Elm Streets I don't like. First one's amazing. Even one of the remakes or something like that. There was something or was it New Nightmare? I think it was New Nightmare I kind of liked. Halloween, I mean, I get it. I get why it's popular, but it's just not my thing. Just not. Nightmare on Elm Street is freaking... Dude, that movie's good. That movie's really good. But have you ever watched Wellington Paranormal, the What We Do in the Shadows spinoff? You're talking to Cryptic, but... Yeah. It's got Norm from Cheers, and it has to be good. My dad used to drag me into horror movies and usually run out crying. I remember, this isn't a horror movie, but 1987, Full Metal Jacket. You know the scene where, well, I was going to say spoiler alert, but it has been 35 years, hasn't it? Okay, so on Full Metal Jacket, Vincent D'Onofrio commits suicide by putting a shotgun in his mouth. And it is the way that it's shot, it looked real to me. And I cried. And of course, my dad was like, well, I guess we have to go home. We were watching at a drive-in. Okay. And for a lot of kids, I think you would just be like horrified by it. But once I realized that it wasn't real and all that kind of stuff, of course, I'm at 11, something like that. I wanted to know how it was made. And at that point forward, movies rarely affect me in that kind of like, I don't get scared. I get irritated with scary movies because they're like, I'm running and then, I'm falling. And it's just like, no, I can't do those movies, man. I can't. I don't like them. Okay, it was delivered. Okay. But let's get caught up here in chat here. You see 1 through 3, 2009 reboot as well. Surprisingly good. You don't like Halloween. Some of your favorite films are horror movies: Jaws, Alien, Leprechaun in the Hood. Okay, the first two I like. Leprechaun, not my thing. And that's, hey, it's fine. Not my thing. Just recently found out there's a Gate 2. There's a Gate 2? Does it have Steven Dorff in it? Does it have somebody picking up the phone and it going, "You've been burned"? No, any of that. I always liked The Gate though. I always liked that movie. I guess maybe because I watched it back then. I'm sure if I watched that for the first time now, I'd probably be like, but man, I loved The Gate back then. I really liked it. Okay, give me just a second. I'm going to run and get this. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Not even it wasn't going to be that long. I just figured, hey, let's just no Steven Dorff, but the friend is back. Okay. Okay. It's good to see you, Melvor. Enjoyed your video over there on the Game Chasers channel with talking about Obi-Wan. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. You just found out right now that there's a gate too. I know, right? Uh in fact, let's see. There it is. Lewis Tripp. That was his name, wasn't it? That was the friend's name. Uh oh, I mean, come on. Come on. The movie's not great, okay? But man, I really enjoyed that movie. Anyway, there you go. The Gate. So I can't believe there's like 4 Crow movies, right? I've only seen the first 2, and I know there was a Crow series with the Iron Chef guy. I think was the Crow, but yeah, yeah, and they're supposedly making another one, which is kind of scary. So first off, let me show you. This is going to be real quick here because it's not that great. So I've showed you these before, the hardback Hobbits, and there's one in particular that I want. Let me see if I can. I should have had this ready. Let me see. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Where's the Let me see if I can find this real quick. That's not it. Dang it. Just a second. Just a second. There it is. Okay. So I have this, but I want this. I want this Hobbit in this style. Okay? That's what I want. And I found a listing online that said it was the Hobbit, this hardback thing, 1981. That's what I wanted. I want the cover with the eagle on the front. And this is what was sent. If you notice, it's a very similar cover, but it is not the yellow one. It's not the one with the eagle. So basically, I wasted $20 getting this, and I'm pretty irritated that it's like, why can't I find this, you know? Dang it. Such a bummer. Now, what just came in, what just got delivered, the yellow one is nicer? Yeah, dude. Look at, I want this. In fact, if I could find all of them, like this right here, in hardback, you better believe I'd get that. I mean, just this is an old. You've got the same paperback, yeah. And see, that's the thing is, I want that. I want this. That's what I want. Because that's when I read The Hobbit for the first time, it was that copy. So for me, it's just like, I want that. I know that it's probably stupid, but I want it. I want it, and I feel like there's no reason why I can't have it. But this is an old eBay listing, which I got a lot of information from. But I just want it. I want these. If I could get the whole set, that'd be great. But I really just want The Hobbit. Maybe not that specific copy, but these were uncirculated, which is freaking cool. Like, I don't know how much this went for. I would have totally paid a lot of money for that. Like, a lot. It would have been scary. So, let's see. Yeah, there was the karate dude. Let's see, the yellow one looks nice. I just think it looks great. And I love for some reason, it's that image of the Eagles is what I had in my head. Oh, wait, did you just try to link something? I don't think it'll let you. Let me see. Let me pull up Nightbot here. Nightbot probably will say something about it. No timeouts. Huh. Yeah, apparently it just won't let you link stuff. But, you can throw that in Discord. You know what I'm saying? If you want. You can put it in Discord. That'd be great. We need to get you over to talk Star Wars maybe when the Andor series hits. That'd be great. That would be great. I've been saying it. Well, even Billy, probably a year and a half ago, he said, we should really do like a Star Wars talk or movie talk or something like that. I'm like, yeah, it'd be great. But yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Even though, I just don't want it to turn into like that, what do you call it? Intervention, where everybody was sitting down going, okay, so why do you like The Last Jedi? Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, this is what came in. So that was the only book I got, but I got some movies. This is what just came in. That's right. Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you haven't seen this movie, you need to see this movie. This was by far my number one movie of the year so far. But I just watched RRR and now I'm very torn. I think RRR might overtake it, but this is a fantastic. Wait, you like The Last Jedi? Never mind. I like parts of it. I don't like all of it, I can very well articulate the things that I like about it and the things that I don't like, but I don't completely discount it. Rise of Skywalker, on the other hand, is to me, other than the fact that Yoshi worked on it, there's a lot of problems with that movie. But anyway, you need to see this. This movie is so good. Reminds you of Jet Li, that the one, and that was bad? No. This movie is bonkers in a really, really good way. I love this movie. And yeah, I had to own it. I just had to. So there you go. You should watch it. You still refuse to see episode 8 and 9 of Star Wars? Hey, I don't blame you. If you don't like Disney Star Wars, I do not blame you. Okay? I just think that they're, how can I put this? I try to look at Star Wars. I try not to compare it too much to what we had before. And I'm talking about even the Legends era, the prequel era, the original trilogy era, because I was alive for that. Um, it's, you just can't. You have to grade it on its, you have to judge it on its own merits, and that's the toughest part. So I totally get it. That movie is of the devil, Patricia. Welcome, Patricia. And I assume that I have you to thank for the amazing response on my my RRR movie review. I really really appreciate Patricia and everything that you did above and beyond to make that video a success. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, Patricia, thank you. More bonkers than No Retreat, No Surrender? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. I actually like the one too. It's not great, but when that intervention happened, the Game Chasers crew were Kylo and his forces on Crate, and Robbie was Force Projection Luke, standing alone against evil. I don't know about that. It wasn't evil. It was just, I mean, Wood especially was the funny one. He goes, so wait a minute. So have you seen Star Wars before? And I'm like, yeah, I love Star Wars. And he goes, like all of them? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, even the prequels? I said, I love the prequels. And he's like, and yet you like The Last Jedi? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, it was like he was trying to get somebody to answer why, you know, why I don't think water is wet or something. You know what I mean? It was like, I don't understand. There's parts of the movie I like. A lot of the movie I like. There's quite a bit that I don't like, but it doesn't ruin the movie for me. But I bet the Duffer Brothers could write some decent Star Wars. See, that's my thing. I mean, there's a teensy weensy couple of things about Star Wars. I say that. There's a couple of things about Star Wars in this show today. But I think that a lot of the reasons why some of the Star Wars stuff didn't work as well as you think, it's not because Kathleen Kennedy's a terrible producer. It's not because, J.J. Abrams is this horrible director. Because I don't think he is a horrible director. I think in the right frame of mind, he's good. I don't think Rian Johnson is clearly a really, really good director. A lot of these people are really, really good. The problem is they're owned by Disney. And I think a lot of Disney execs are putting their fingers in where, for whatever reason, they're more involved than they are with Marvel. I think Marvel is more closed off to Disney than Lucasfilm is. And it's because, and this is only because of that interview with Bob Iger on StarWars.com that was like, okay, holy crap, he really knows a lot about Star Wars. Like, and he knows a lot about The Mandalorian. Holy crap, he's really involved. And it just got me thinking about how everything progressed. Until I find out otherwise, I have this feeling that when something doesn't feel like, wow, that was kind of out of left field. It's not Kathleen Kennedy doing it. It's not Favreau. It's not Filoni. It's not Deborah Chow. Something's going on at Disney, and they're kind of going, we want this part. We want this part. And it's just, it seems like it's been happening a lot. And that's a problem. It's just my opinion, though. Anyway. So Everything Everywhere All at Once. Then, if you saw my Twitter, then you've already, seen pictures of these. But I got this bad boy. This is a Drive special edition from Second Sight in the UK. It is huge and heavy. Like, this is like, holy crap, heavy. So, let me get this box over here. Oh. Strong, gory violence. So, very nice box, right? Oh, wrong way. Right? Cool. Awesome. Neat. So you pull this out and you've got first, got this, which is the 4K and the Region 2 or Region B Blu-ray. So whatever, is it Region B? Region B, meaning it won't play in United States Blu-ray players, but the 4K will, which is why I got this. Then lobby cards, which I never took out, but I mean, they're actually, these are just like photos. I don't want to take those out, but you get the idea. Cool. Then this really nice book with all kinds of stuff. Bunch of storyboards. There's some articles that were written about it. Very, very cool. I mean, it's really nice. And yes, Bucho, I did see that. I did see Only God Forgives. Not a fan. Didn't really care for it. I didn't really care for that one. And I also saw that it's a big box for a movie you didn't even like a month or so back. Yeah. But the reason that I wanted to get it is because I think the movie is worthy of watching again and again and again. And in 4K is going to be a good thing. Plus, you get, I drive. That's what I do. All I do. But this is the original book that the script was based on. This is what I really was interested in. And I just thought it was a cool box. So there you go. So that's it. That's what you get. You get the all this stuff in this really, really nice box set. So there you go. How does this go in there? Like that. Like that, yeah. I think. Yes. Very nice. And it's not that I didn't like it. It's just that I just wasn't blown away by it. It's like everybody was saying, "Oh man, this is the best movie," blah blah blah, and I'm like, really? I also didn't care for Drive Once Upon a Time. Okay. No, I get what you're putting down there. I do. That's possible. It's possible that I might rewatch it. I had nothing to do with that satanic video. Please don't thank me. Sorry, I just saw that from Patricia. Well, Patricia, you did have a big hand in it. So I really appreciate it. Have Melville write a new episode 8 and 9 of Star Wars. Wow. Bucho hates that Rob likes Drive. No, I get what he's saying. I mean, it is, look, it wasn't cheap. This was a pretty expensive box set to get from the UK because the second site doesn't have an American distributor, I believe. So I had to get this. In fact, I think it came from Germany. So the shipping was a little more expensive. It's worth it to me because I like movies and especially getting to show off stuff, it's fun. Sometime in the future, he would say we likes the Barbie movie starring Ryan as Ken. It's possible. I love Ryan Gosling. I think he's great. Bucho loves that Rob likes Drive. Okay. But then, the thing that I was like super, super excited about to get, I pre-ordered it months ago. And, hold on a second. Let me show you. We're going to have to do this kind of quick and dirty. Just how some of you guys, you guys kind of like that. Gotta like the quick and dirty. Okay. So, this movie released on Tuesday of last week. I was supposed to get it. It didn't come in until Wednesday. And this is how I got it. Wow, that's a big picture. Wow, that's big. Like, holy crap, that's huge. Look at that. Look at that. And look at this one. This one's look at that. It's almost like here, let me hold on. Sorry. I told you, quick and dirty. You see, like part of the and you can't really see it very well. Let me get rid of this one. Remove. Oops. Dang it. Move. Yes. Okay. You can see there. Okay. It looks like the it like got mashed into something and then torn away. And for something that, it's like a collector's edition, I did not want it like that. That is absolutely stupid. And so I immediately sent it back, and they immediately sent out a replacement, and I got this on Friday. And as you can tell, it is in really, really nice, good shape. Very, very good. But this is Arrow Films True Romance Special Edition. It's great. It's really great. Of course, as Arrow does, you get the 4K. Of course, you can get a Blu-ray. You have the reversible cover, if you like that one better, which is based off of the original movie poster. You get actual like lobby cards. This is actually kind of cool. Look at that. It's from this is from one of the deleted scenes. This still that never made it into the movie, which is kind of cool. And then I love this movie. And talk about a movie that probably wouldn't get made today. No way. This movie's pretty rough. A couple of times I was like, oh wow, I don't remember that. God, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie. But then you get the poster, right? Reversible poster. Same thing as the... If I can get it out. There you go. So you get a full poster of either that, either one of those. And then you get the book. This is the original, I believe the VHS cover looked like this. And then just a promotional still on the back. And you've got more stuff, more things. And there's a few different... Look at that picture of Gary Oldman as Drexel. This is a movie that I love it. I love this movie. So I wanted the special edition, and especially when I heard that it was coming, I was like, oh, that's a movie that's just not that popular. And it sold out in minutes. And I was so irritated that I couldn't get it. And then they announced that they were doing a reprint. So I got it, and I'm excited. I am reviewing this tomorrow. This is going to be on the channel tomorrow. My full review of this. I watched this movie 4 times since Friday. That's the other thing I was doing in between, answering comments on that. I've been going through this, watching the commentaries, all that kind of thing. Love it. Love that movie. So yeah, not a bad little haul. 3 really fun movies, and I can't wait to dig into it. So there you go. Let's see. 9 out of 10 on Bucho's road reviews back in the day. You probably couldn't do worse than what we got. Well, Melvor, I mean, look, it's... Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. But there's just a lot that I really liked about 8. And I still think that if they had taken what 8 did and built on it instead of tore it down, we could have it could have been something that made 8 even better to me and made it good to others. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know these things. We don't know these things. We can't. We live in this universe. But they didn't. They took the way of pain. Anyway. Ryan Gosling in Young Hercules has him talking in a southern accent. I knew you can do better. Anything is better than episode 8. Yeah, I don't know what they did to that. It was terrible. Constantly happens with graphic novels I order. I know, and that's one of the things where for Amazon from now on, unless it's a pre-order, like this well, of course the True Romance was a pre-order. This came in really good shape. I mean, like it's perfect. I mean, there's a couple of little things, but nothing that I'm too concerned with. I mean, what you couldn't see is that, or maybe you could, it looked like it was smashed at the top to the point where it broke the amaray. And nope, not doing that. Not going that route. Especially for something that's going to stay on my shelf for years. No, it's gotta at least look okay, you know? I don't know. Hands up, who has ever had "You're So Cool" as a ringtone? You were happy that Johnson killed off Snoke. I hated that character even existing. Well, I mean, look, my biggest problem with Snoke is that he didn't really bring a whole lot new. When that happened in 8, I was like, I got so excited because I thought, oh my God, Kylo Ren has done what Vader never could. What is that going to be like? And that's what I thought episode 9 was going to be like. Was that we were going to see Kylo Ren in charge and how unstable he was. And I just thought this is really exciting. And then they brought back the Emperor. For no reason. Like absolutely no plan to bring back the Emperor until I was going to say the 11th hour. It's kind of like the 9th hour. But you know what I mean? Was it Snoke a clone? True. I mean, kind of. Kind of. You're the coolest dude here? Hey, I don't doubt it. It's possible. It's possible. But yeah, man, True Romance. Yeah. Yeah. As much as I like Circus Snoke was boring AF. Crajan75. Is that who I think it is? What's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. Have you seen this yet? If not, you need to right away. You've got to see this movie if you haven't already. True Romance was great. It was great. It is great. Like I said, it is. I'll just say my eyebrows raised a couple of times. I was like, I don't remember that. I don't remember it being that rough. But man, that movie gets rough. Like really rough. Like really fast. With the with all the racial talk. You know what I'm saying? Not the kind of movie that I don't know. I don't feel like it would be made today. I just don't feel like it would. You thought Bucho was the coolest dude? Oh. Well, I don't know. I mean, Bucho's pretty cool. You know? Crajan75, pretty cool. Star Fox, I mean, pretty cool. But that crazy Greek, Melvor, I mean, it's a lot of competition for cool dudes here. Just saying. I'm just saying. Tarantino could still make it. Yeah, but man, dude, I love that movie and I love the way it's shot. There's going to be a lot of Tony Scott talk in this movie or in that review. So just be warned. Be warned. Now, Let's talk really quick about Thor: Love and Thunder coming out this Friday. Unfortunately, um, the reviews aren't terrific. Okay, uh, Rotten Tomatoes is at 72%. Metacritic is at 63%. Now that doesn't mean that you're not going to like it. It just means that maybe we should temper our expectations. One review that I said, or that I saw, and it was more of a quick non-spoiler review. He said the thing that I liked about Thor Ragnarok is that there was the drama and the comedy worked well together, and it was like 50-50. Now it's like 85% comedy and 15% drama, and he said it didn't gel for me. And he didn't hate it. He didn't hate the movie. He was disappointed with it. He wanted to like it more than he did. And apparently that's a lot of what is going on. So I'm just telling you, if you're interested in Thor: Love and Thunder, maybe you should temper your expectations a bit and know that it's definitely more comedy than drama or whatever. It's like almost to the point of, the guy said it was almost to the point of like parody. And I'll be honest with you, that kind of scares me. You know, when I hear that, I go, okay, it's not exactly what I wanted to hear. I wanted it to be, I don't know. I want it to be good. Of course, I want everything to be good, though. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. I didn't want to go into all of these. I didn't want to make anybody say, "Oh, I gotta turn this off because I don't want to know anything about Thor." I didn't say anything about the movie other than, look, it's the balance is apparently off, and that's what a lot of people are saying. Now, talking about Star Wars, really quick, because we had Obi-Wan recently, because Melvor is apparently still here. And for any of those of you that are interested in Star Wars, I found this a few days ago, and I wanted to bring it to your attention if you weren't aware. You're gonna wait to stream the new Thor movie? Well, I mean, I can't say I blame you. You know, especially hearing that, it's kind of like, but I love going to the theater, so I want to go every chance I get. So the best ones that had the best amount of comedy, action, and drama are the Guardians of the Galaxy ones. No, I agree with you. But like Thor Ragnarok had a really, really good balance as well. But I can see how if you're going into a Marvel movie expecting a certain thing and Taika Waititi brings out the really goofy stuff for a while, it may... No, I auto-corrected. Or at least, it says to me the best ones that had the beat amount of comedy. That's what I see. But I read it correctly because I knew what you meant. Gotcha, Star Fox. Anyway, Star Wars. I just want to read this quick thing. That this is George Lucas on Vader's backstory from 1981. And I think this is really interesting. I'm going to read this out loud. The OG Guardians is still Bucho's number one MCU film. I really like that one a lot. I mean, it has a lot of meaning for me. So for those of you who can't quite read this, I will read it to you really quick. George Lucas, for Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, I had to know where the Empire and Darth Vader came from to make the story of Luke Skywalker coherent. In 1981, during a 5-day story conference for Return of the Jedi, Lucas gave details on how Anakin Skywalker, Luke's father, became Darth Vader. And this is at the story conference July 13th to the 17th, 1981. Okay? This is what he says. Anakin Skywalker began hanging out with the Emperor, just chilling like a couple of buds, who at that point nobody knew was that bad because he was an elected official. He was a politician. Richard M. Nixon was his name. Okay, so anybody who thinks that politics need to be out of Star Wars weren't really paying attention. Anyway, He subverted the Senate and finally took over, and he was really evil, but he pretended to be a really nice guy. Luke's father gets subverted by the Emperor. He gets a little weird at home, and his wife begins to figure out that things are going wrong, and she confides in Ben, who is his mentor. On his missions through the galaxies, Anakin has been going off doing his Jedi thing, and a lot of Jedi have been getting killed, and it's because they turn their back on him, and he cuts them down. The president is turning into an emperor, and Luke's mother suspects that something has happened to her husband. She is pregnant. Anakin gets worse and worse, and finally Ben has to fight him, and he throws him down into a volcano, and Vader is all beat up. Okay? When he falls into the pit, there is hardly anything left of him by the time the Emperor's troops fish him out of the drink. Then when Ben finds out that Vader has been fished out and is in the hands of the Empire, he is worried. He goes back to Vader's wife and explains that Anakin is the bad guy, the one killing all the Jedi. Mrs. Skywalker has had the kids, the twins, 2 little babies who are 6 months old or so. The Skywalker line is very strong with the Force, so Ben says, I think we should protect the kids because they may be able to help us right the wrong that your husband has created in the universe. Ben takes one and gives him to a couple out there on Tatooine, and he gets his little hideout in the hills and he watches him grow. Ben can't raise himself because he's a wanted man. Leia and Luke's mother go to Alderaan and are taken in by the king there, who is a friend of Ben's. She dies shortly thereafter, and Leia is brought up by her foster parents. She knows that her real mother died. It's kind of weird. He's giving away Return of the Jedi before... Anyway. I think you can make Ben take the blame for Vader. I should have given him more training. I should have sent him to Yoda, but I thought I could do it myself. It was my own pride in thinking that I could be as good a teacher as Yoda. I wish that I could stop the pestilence that I've unleashed on the galaxy. His burden is that he feels responsible for everything that Vader has done. So this is the way that Lucas envisioned it in 1981. I think that's incredible how close that was to what we got in Return of the Jedi #1, but even a lot of it, that it feels like they loved it. They loved this, and they wanted to do that in Obi-Wan, and they really just drew upon this. I think it's kind of cool, and the little interesting little differences are kind of cool too. The fact that Vader didn't actually kill her, all that kind of stuff. I think it's cool. I thought that was cool, and I wanted to share it for those of you who didn't know. I mean, this idea of Vader being thrown into a volcano, or falling into a volcano or whatever, that's something that we always, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was in the novelization of Return of the Jedi or something, but I remember that, and I also remember that the Emperor was... There was a lot of things about the Emperor that I already knew going into the prequels. And of course, we know who the Emperor is if you've seen the original trilogy, but there were things that I knew about the Emperor that he still went and did in the prequels that I was like, oh yeah. I remember reading that way back when. So I thought that was kind of cool. I wanted to bring it to the attention of those who might, find it cool. And I don't know why my voice went up. Did you say MCU needs more boobs? Mrs. Skywalker. I know, that's kind of funny. I kind of like it. But I like the idea that, of course, it makes more sense. I guess. I mean, the whole idea, too, is that the puberty. No, but what's a puberty? You guys. But I like the idea that, what we got in the prequels. I like the idea of almost like the Emperor was somehow drawing upon Padme's life force to save Anakin. I don't like the idea that she just she was upset, so she died. But you know what? People have done that. People have done that. It seems silly, because you're like, well, why don't they stay alive for the kids? It seems silly to most people, but there's a lot of people who love somebody a lot, and when that person dies, they die. It happens a lot. It's one of those crazy things. But at the same time, it would have been cool if there was some sort of, almost like anti-ray force healing going on. Force pulling of the essence. I was going to say sucking, but that sounds... Look, I know who my viewers are. So I know what's going to happen. But you know what I mean, though? I don't know. I still think that that's cool to see, sort of like a first draft. So, you never outgrow pubes. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, if you're heterosexual, I guess. I guess if you're lesbian, you might like pubes. Or does everyone like pubes? I mean, I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? Okay, Nightbot. Hey, Nightbot, that was actually good. That was actually really good. You guys. Now, I did want to bring this up. Okay, let's actually get into... Oh, you know what? You know what? Honestly, it's time. It's time, guys. That's right. It's time for Have You Seen This? If you don't know what Have You Seen This is, it's basically a little section of the show where I show you some cool things that I found on the internet and we talk about them and stuff and things. And it's fun. Some of it is like really cool. Some of it's like really cute. Some of it's funny. Some of it's just awesome or whatever. So there you go. So first up, we have this. And of course, for the 4th of July, Rob of the Watcher Monks. Hey, I didn't have time to make a new one, and I didn't really want to try to find the other ones. I was just like, screw it. We're just going to go with the monks again. I kind of like it. It's kind of funny. But the 4th of July, of course, was yesterday, and in the U.S., people blow up crap, and it's crazy and insane. In fact, on the Discord, that crazy Greek posted that video from Minneapolis last night where people were driving around shooting fireworks out of their cars and stuff, which was just like bonkers. But this is the apparently the 11th anniversary of the infamous San Diego fireworks show where they all went off at once. So this is really loud, but I've turned it down some. Hopefully it'll be okay. So here we go.
This is insane.
This is the best fireworks show ever.
I'm done. I'm going now.
That was perfect.
Wow. It is pretty amazing. It's like, look, we've seen some of the videos of things where, where fireworks go off all at the same time, and some of them are really kind of scary. This one is at least one that was fun to watch. It's almost like, hey, you guys ready for the 4th of July show? Okay, here we go. Ah! And then, all right, everybody get out of here. It's like, bam. Makes choreographed fireworks shows kind of lame. I mean, possibly. But yeah, that's a pretty awesome. I just thought it was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So the next one is the green beans addiction. So this one is just, I don't know. You tell me. I just thought it was funny. It made me laugh. So the only thing that I will say is that they're not all green beans. So I'm kind of a little disappointed. At the same time, hey, it's pretty fun. And I like dogs. What are you going to do? And this one is another dog one. It's terrifying. I thought it was funny. It made me laugh. This one was funny. And I'm going to have to... This is all the way up, right? Okay. So I'm going to mute so you can hear this. Okay? I thought this was hilarious.
Go whisper bark. Nope. Quiet. Whisper. You whisper bark. You go woof. Yeah, like that. Woof. Good job. That's a better one.
Come on. Come on. That's cute. That's awesome. Love it. Now this one, the final one, is just one of these where you just go, yeah, that's something I could never do. This is something I could totally never do. I would be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Be destroyed. Okay? But watch this.
Let's go!
I wasn't muted. Not only was that crazy cool, but the drone footage, holy crap. Watch that again and just, man, drone footage, man, good drone pilots are amazing. Look at that. Right off the... I mean, wow. I love it. I would be so dead. Like,
Let's go!
so dead. So yeah, that was cool. And that was, have you seen this? Yeah, there you go. I love Have You Seen This? It's one of my favorite things to do, to just put that together. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. You threw the trash and missed it? Oh, man. Just back it up a couple of seconds. A couple minutes. Yeah. And plus, it'll be on the replay. It's cool, though. That dog listens better than my 5-year-old. I mean, I think that dog probably listens better than most people. Like, no need to put a date on it. You know what I mean? Just saying. But let's get into some of the news. This happened yesterday. And look, I have to bring it up. I have to bring it up. Kevin Smith tweeted out the poster for the Clerks movie, Clerks 3. And here is the poster. You can't see the tagline, unfortunately, because of how this is cut off, but it says, "They're too old for this shift." I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know if we're ready for a Clerks 3. And yeah, the trailer comes in 2 days, which should be tomorrow, right? I don't know. Did you show the video the other day where the dude stops to save a kitten on the side of the road and 14 more pop up out of the grass? No, but I have seen that video and it is very, very cute. Yeah, but is Ahsoka going to be in it? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Clerks 3 other than it was happening and that they got a bunch of people back. So I don't know. I would hope so. Rosario Dawson was awesome in Clerks 2. But then also, This came out, and of course, this is something that's apparently been around in, I guess, in the space, that this was a possibility that it was going to happen. But this says, Kevin Smith says Mallrats 2 could end up at Peacock. I didn't know. I didn't know there was going to be a Mallrats 2. I'm curious. For you guys that liked the Kevin Smith movies, did you like Mallrats? Because Mallrats was one that the first time I watched it, I didn't care for it. And it slowly grew on me. And then by the time that I started working at Blockbuster, Jay was there. Jay loved Mallrats. And we loved it. We all loved it. Think it's going to be a limited series? Yeah, and that's one of the things that they're saying here. Let's see. A critical and commercial failure. Mallrats has amassed a major fan following the almost 30 years since it was released, and talk of a sequel has been buzzing since 2015. Mallrats is your favorite. They can only tarnish it with a sequel. I know. I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared for both of them, actually. Because, man, the Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot, the only good scene in that movie was with Ben Affleck. So, but this says, let's see, I recently interviewed Smith about the NFT release of his film Kilroy Was Here, which is just weird. And the topic of Twilight of the Mallrats came up. Smith said that Universal owns the rights to Mallrats. He has limited options to get started on the sequel despite a finished screenplay and most of the original cast willing to return. Smith indicated that a television release once again may be the route he takes. The sequel with Universal's streaming platform Peacock, the likely place it will end up. Smith said he is currently working on an unrelated project at Peacock, while Mallrats 2 is currently bouncing around other sections of Universal. So, yeah, Twilight of the Mallrats. Or a limited series. Smith has seen success on the small screen with his reality series Comic Book Men Geeking Out, as well as his Netflix animated series Masters of the Universe Revelation, which I never watched because I was never a big fan of Masters of the Universe. Whichever route it goes, the fact that we may finally get to see the continuing misadventures of Brody, Bruce, Quint, Renee, and Brandy Svenning is exciting news. Let's just hope that kid is not back on the escalator again. I mean, what an article. But yeah, I don't know. You dumb bastard. Schooner is a sailboat, you idiot. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Mallrats is great. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in quite a while because I saw it hundreds of times back then. I mean, I saw it so much. It was like it was constantly on at Blockbuster. It was constantly on at my friends' houses. We'd go over, we'd just sit there and smoke, watch Mallrats. It was a thing. Robbie hated Masters of the Universe and G.I. Joe, but he loved Transformers. I didn't hate G.I. Joe. I just didn't like G.I. Joe as much as Transformers. Transformers was my jam. And the Transformers movies, we're not going to go into this again, are we? The fact that Stephen King, the only movie that he walked out of in his adult life was the Michael Bay's Transformers. Sam. That one girl at the end of Bumblebee was stupid. She could have left with Bumblebee, but no. Oh, man, kids do stupid things all the time. That's just a thing. Now, I just wanted to bring this up because I thought it was cool. Christopher McQuarrie, the director of the, Mission Impossible 6 and 7 for sure, but maybe 5 as well. Transformers is greater than G.I. Joe. True. Okay. I don't like how close up everything is. I don't like how it just looked like somebody crumbling up aluminum foil in front of a camera when they were transforming. I didn't like it. I didn't like knowing or not knowing what was going on. And then some of the fights were even that way. They were shot so close up that it was just like, man, if I could see this, it'd be really cool. I think the designs were too out there. But people care about Stephen King's opinions on movies. I mean, it just because I like Stephen King, I thought it was kind of interesting, and I brought that up last week, basically to goad Bucho, because that's what I do. Bumblebee should have been a setup for a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. Cena's character should have been named Colton. I mean, possibly. I mean, it could have been cool. I liked Bumblebee quite a bit. I still feel like there was some misses there, but at least some of the action in that was coherent. You still don't know who's who when you see a Michael Bay clip. I know. But you know what? I will say, the beginning of whatever the third movie, when they're on Cybertron, I really enjoyed that. Joe Colton, the original Joe from that. Ah, okay. Now that would have been cool. That would have been cool. See, I don't know enough about G.I. Joe other than I like G.I. Joe fine. But man, that show did not hold up. Of course, Transformers didn't either. But at least some of the stories were good. You missed Transformers talk? 10 out of 11. Your old me loved Transformers. Now Transformers the movie. We're talking 1986. It was 86, right? With Unicron and all that. I mean, come on. How can you not like that movie? You know? It's awesome. No. Shit, what is that? What is the thing that Unicron says? That's so like freaking awesome. Something about preparing for oblivion. That's awesome. But anyway. Yeah. Awesome. In all fairness, the Bumblebee Cybertron opening needs to be made into a whole movie, right? Good stuff. Michael Bay did TMNT even dirtier than Transformers. True. Because when Stephen King makes his own versions of his stories into movies, they're so good. Stephen King's not in your top 3 billion people to go for movie opinions. Oh yeah, well, I mean, he has written some good stories. Let's just be honest here. You know, Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile. Come on. And Transformers 86 is one of the best 80s movies. Awesome soundtrack too. Yeah, and amazing to have good old Stan. I almost said Stan Lee. Stan Bush. Huh? Dare. The Touch. Dare to Be Stupid is Weird Al, but hey, it's great stuff. Maximum Overdrive. I don't remember that movie. But Stephen King's made some great stuff. He's made some stinkers. No kidding. But in my opinion, Michael Bay his stinker ratio is much higher on the stinker. The Touch is one of your ringtones? Well, you know, for the Adventures in Game Chasing movie, we did get Stan Bush to write a song for the movie. So, just saying. It's kind of cool. Frank Darabont wrote the screenplay, but based on Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption, which is a short story from Stephen King. Green Mile was an episodic series, 6 books. Awesome. I hope Stephen King. Thinner would have been better. Book was a good read. Carrie Wurr helped, but yeah. You're still sore over the Autobot deaths in the 86 movie? It was pretty abrupt, wasn't it? It's like, hey, you know all your favorites? Well, throw them in the trash. Because now you've got Wreck-Gar. And you've got Cup. And Hot Rod. And RC. Whee! And you're like, but I like some of those old ones. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I remember that. I remember being like what? What's going on? Like, I'll just stick with especially when they, what is it? Now I can't remember the name of them. I just watched the movie recently too. The Quintessons or whatever, no. And then Generation 2 came along and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. Transformers and Pain and Gain are the only ones I've seen from Michael Bay that I didn't like. I didn't like Pain and Gain either. The Island is okay. It's actually one of his better ones. I love The Rock. Armageddon is cheesy fun. Never a Bad Boys fan. I'm sorry, I just never liked them. Yeah. Maximum Overdrive, the one where the machines come alive and has a truck with the Green Goblin face on it. King directed it really bad. Yeah, and I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. I never saw it. But I haven't seen. And yeah, and now you get Wreck-Gar. Wee. Yeah. You still watch damn Armageddon when on rerun? I know it. I just remember when people would come into Blockbuster and ask for Armageddon. And I'm like, is that like a crocodile movie or something? Like maybe it's like a dinosaur from no, Armageddon with Bruce Willis. And I'm like, oh, Armageddon. Holy crap. Okay. Stephen King knows books. He doesn't know movies. His stories only become good movies when he's nothing to do with making the movie. Have you seen what happens when King has something to do with actually making the movie? Well, I mean, yeah. And The Mist. I like The Mist. And I like that ending. It's good. It's good stuff. And that's because Armageddon rules. Yes, it does. I mean, it's cheesy fun though. I mean, come on. It's not a great movie. It's in fact it's goofy. But it's just fun. So dumb, so fun. Yes. It's all fun and games till someone gets shot in the leg, Harry. It's like when people say Ninja Gaiden wrong. Ninja Gaiden? Is it Ninja Gaiden? I always used to say Gaiden because I didn't know any better. Yeah. I'm number 4, eh? Silver Bullet movie. Oh, yeah. Silver Bullet. Cycle of the Werewolf. I have that book. I actually like that movie. I like Gary Busey in it. And I like Corey Haim in it. So. Gaiden, not Gaiden. Oh, hey, dude. I'm just saying. Gaiden is what we used to say when I was a kid. Because G-A-I, gate. G-A-I-T, gate. Wait. What other? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna, in fact, I think I might do a video where it's my review of the entire Ninja Gaiden series and just say that all the way through it and just see what happens. I'm not that much of a troll though. I can't do that. I can't do these really trolly, oh, was Everything Everywhere All at Once the worst movie ever? No, I can't do that. I'm just not that. I can't do it. The Mist, again, King did the stuff for the page. Darabont did the stuff for the... I agree with you. I agree with you. But I agree with Transformers. You're dying inside when you say that? I know. It's like... But to me, it's like when people would say Han Solo. And then I thought it was really funny that Lando in Empire Strikes Back said Han all the way through it. And he keeps calling him Han. I don't know. It's just funny. The fact King walked out of Transformers is actually a huge seal of approval for Transformers quality. Okay, so anyway, the director of the Mission Impossible, the latest Mission Impossible movies, tweeted out a happy birthday to Tom Cruise, who is now 60 years old. And he tweeted this. I don't know if you saw it, but Holy crap, man. Seriously? Tom Cruise is just insane. Nothing else to say. I just saw that picture and was like, what? God, he's insane. Children of the Corn. See, I don't think I've seen it, but I don't remember it at all. I can't imagine how 10-year-old me would have handled the live action Transformers. I know it, and I think that's part of what I don't know, man. It's so difficult because I read the comics too. I love the cartoon, but then I read the comics, and the comic stories were so focused on the Transformers being Transformers and what they were going through, the drama that they were going through, all that kind of stuff. The movie just it was E.T. but with robot cars, and it didn't work for me. Do you notice Harrison Ford said, oh, did he say Falcon? Falcon? Millennium Falcon? Millennium Falcon. No, he says Falcon in the originals, right? I don't remember that. I don't know. I didn't notice that. Tom Cruise is really vampire Lestat. That's possible. That's possible. Of course, just between Top Gun and then his little, I don't know if you guys, if you went and saw Top Gun Maverick in the theater, there was a little like, hey, I'm Tom Cruise and I thank you for coming to the theater to watch Top Gun Maverick. I had a lot of fun and we wanted to make a good movie. And now that you're here, I just wanted to thank you. Enjoy the movie, right? That's basically what he did. But yeah, he looked like, wow, he advanced like 5-10 years between that and then the way that he looked in Top Gun Maverick. He looked much younger. So I'm like, man, he's one of those people that is just going to age like all at the same time, you know? So it's just going to happen. Never seen Children of the Corn. Eventually, wanna eventually though. Same with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is actually an interesting movie to watch, and it feels like that. It's weird because I didn't see it until much later too. Because again, my parents wouldn't let me watch horror movies. But that movie, for whatever reason, it makes it the way that it's shot. It feels like you know you're watching like documentary footage or something, and it feels like really messed up and horrific, and the movie still works. So that's a cool thing. So yeah, that's the good thing about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The G.I. Joe comics are way better than the cartoon too. Yeah, see, I never read the G.I. Joe comics because I was never into it. I mean, every now and then they would cross over with the Transformers and it was fine. But I read Transformers all the way up until, God, I read it for a long time. I read them for a long time. And then any of the ones I missed, I went back and got the back issues. I loved reading those comics. And the stories were actually interesting, and they were about the Transformers. So when the Michael Bay Transformers movie comes out and it's 70% about Shia LaBeouf, I'm like, what is this movie? And then again, Transformers is one of those turning point type movies for me, where I had to learn, okay, I've got to set aside my own expectations and judge the movie on its own terms, because it's unfair. It's unfair to judge a movie against something it can never be. How many times have I said that? I'm saying it a lot, okay? But it's something that's really true. You have to judge the movie on its own merits. You can't constantly compare it to other things. You can't compare it to what came before. Judge that. And that's tough to do. I guarantee you, every a Star Wars movie comes out, I immediately hate it. Force Awakens, walked out of it going, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like it. In fact, there are things I didn't like about it. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. I didn't like this. It takes me watching the movie a couple of times for me to open up to the movie. Rogue One, couldn't stand it the first time. Second time, I'm like, okay, it's not bad. It's just not my favorite. Last Jedi, same thing. Walked out going, I don't know what I think about that. I don't know. But ever since Return of the Jedi, every single movie I don't like the first time. And it's really tough to do. With Transformers, I'm like, it's got to be just me, you know, and my own. I gotta separate myself from my expectations. Just go in and watch the movie fresh. Let's see how it goes. And I walked out of it going, this is still crap. I can't stand it. I can't stand the designs. I can't stand how close the camera is to all the action. I can't stand the fact that the Transformers aren't even, they're guest stars in their own freaking movie. And yeah, we've talked about this. Bucho has said, well, yeah, you didn't see the shark all the time in Jaws. I'm like, it's different. That wasn't based on, I don't know. We don't have to go into that. Anyway, let's move on from Transformers. Okay? It's not what we're here for tonight. Wasn't on the agenda. Okay? And it's already, holy crap, 9:00. And I've got a few more things to talk about before we end. He's only 60. He's still young enough to do all this stuff. Oh, for sure. For sure. Oh, you saw it. You saw what this weekend? It was great. They shot Top Gun Maverick in 2017. That's true. That's true. Oh, you're here for Transformers? Oh, okay. Oh man. Bucho has taken me down that road so many times that it's almost like a joke every time he brings up something from Transformers, or I do. It's like, okay, we're going to end up talking Transformers for 30 minutes, and I'm going to end up saying the same thing. You realize that as you were saying it wasn't based on anything, didn't you? Which part? Jaws? Jaws is based on a book. But it wasn't based, they completely changed the book too. And from what I hear, the book is not as good as the movie is. What I'm saying is there was an existing history that was really, really fertile for whole different kinds of stories. All kinds of stories you could do with Transformers. And that is what they ended up with. Is, oh, I wonder if Shia LaBeouf is going to get the girl. Who cares, man? Who cares? Who cares? Tell a good story about, I don't know, Transformers. Anyway. Wait. The comic book store, Cosmic Comics, man. Cosmic Comics. Beltline and Marshall. Grand Prairie, Texas. Oh, snap. The new King Grimlock comic series was really good. I haven't read any. In fact, I read the first collection of IDW comics, and I liked it, but I can't justify spending that kind of money on all those comics. Holy crap, there's a lot. There's a ton. Predator versus Aliens. Why do we have to have a bunch of human stories going on? I just want to see Predators fight aliens. If you need English spoken lines, just make the Predator speak English. Well, to that, there's also an Aliens versus Predator comic, which is insanely good. And guess what? It was like 70% human, and it was an awesome story. It was a great story. And then they came out with that. I just don't understand. I get it. You want to do something new. Fine. Great. Fine. But I don't know. Have a fan at least go, yeah, this is bad. You know? Find a fan. Just run it by them. Get some opinions. That Alien versus Predator movies, all the Alien versus Predator movies have been terrible. I'm sorry. If you like them, I'm happy you like them. But to me, they're freaking god awful. And then the Transformers movies. Bumblebee was almost good. In fact, I'll even say almost great. But John Cena, come on, man. Every time he came on screen, I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You're a goofball. I'm sorry. He's a goofball. Anyway, sorry. See, that's what happens. And what do you mean almost a joke? I don't know what that was. I'm all for a Predator movie where they speak their own language and they're just subtitles with no English in the movie. I would love it, but it will never happen. Never happen. And Carbonite Dreams is here. Thank you. That RRR vid, yeah, wow. It was so funny looking at, it's like, oh, your typical views are between 20 and 40. I'm like, yeah, I'm aware. As it says, over 10K views. And now it's, when we started the show, it was at 15 something. It was at 15,384. Now let's see what it's at. Analytics. 15,3. What? $15,434. And then 369. So yeah, in the last hour, we've had over 100 views on that. And it just keeps going. Anyway, pretty awesome. And thank you. I appreciate that because, wow, it's crazy. Weren't the Transformers cartoon and comics just a marketing exercise for kids' toys? Yes. They had good stories, though. Unlike the movies. Unlike Jaws, which was literature. Yes. But the movie was better. Everybody says the movie was better. I mean, do you really want Hopper sleeping with, what's her name? Lorraine Gary? Hooper? Did I say Hopper? Hooper. Do we need that in the movie? No. Apocalypto. Yeah, Apocalypto was a pretty cool movie, man. And see, the thing is, too, about Alien versus Predator, the coolest part of that second movie was when the guy's face is like, the acid is falling on that guy's face, and it's like, it's so disgusting. And that's Miguel Guerrero, who I interviewed on this channel. I think that's freaking cool. That my favorite scene was one that he did. I just thought that was cool. Anyway, Bumblebee movie's pretty good. You ought to check it out. It's pretty good. And Crazian75, I didn't see that you were leaving, but thank you. Going to check out Blue Bayou and call it a night. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you. I know that, in fact, I don't think you've ever watched any of my live stuff, but thank you, man. I appreciate you being here. It's good seeing you. Honestly think the first AVP is good. Requiem is horrible and was shot way too dark. Absolutely agree. Haley Steinfeld is so cute in that movie. And oh, dude, I really, really like her in Hawkeye. And I mean, yeah, she's cute. You know, she's, you know, it's weird now because now I'm old enough to, I mean, I was always old enough to be her dad, I guess, but it's different now. I don't see her that way, I guess. I just say, hey, she's awesome in Hawkeye. I want to see more of her. She's just good. She's just a good actor. So, hot guy. 20,000 views by Friday. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Because again, when I wrote my little notes yesterday, it was 13,300. Now it's at 15,500 something. It's nuts, man. That video is nuts. And yeah, the Predators die stupid. In the movie, they focus on the people. Not the thing the movie... Bucho? I ain't a pervy old man. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying I don't see her that... She's definitely cute. You know, she's a cutie pie. But to me, it's... There's plenty of good-looking that age out there. But to me, it's like, okay, what else you got? Because, you know what I mean? You have to be a good actor for me to pay attention. It's just my opinion. Terminator 2 is the greatest movie of all time. I mean, that's not a bad one. Jaws, Raiders, Leprechaun in the Hood. I'm pretty sure that Leprechaun in the Hood is not in your top 3. Garfield is the best movie ever made. Yeah, where's Garfield in your list there, Bucho? The Pred Alien was a neat idea, though. Just wish I could have seen the damn monster. I know it. So, here's the second part of our Star Wars talk tonight. This is kind of interesting, cool stuff. Back into Hood is better. Billy, welcome. Welcome, sir. Good to see you, sir. Sir. Oh, God. Okay, so here's a new photo from Andor, Stellan Skarsgård, and Diego Luna. Going to be in this. Tony Gilroy explains the 5-year structure of the next epic Star Wars series. Okay? This is really, I found this interesting and I wanted to share it with you guys. If you hadn't seen this. So this is what Tony Gilroy is saying. Directors work in blocks of 3 episodes. So we did 4 blocks in season 1 of 3 episodes each, Gilroy said, explaining how that model affected the approach of the second season. We looked and said, wow, it'd be really interesting if we come back and we use each block, so 3 episodes each, to represent a year. We'll move a year closer with each block. So it's 5 years before Rogue One, and each block of episodes will move 1 year closer to Rogue One. From a narrative point of view, it's really exciting to be able to work on something where you do a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then jump a year. Look, I'm super freaking excited about Andor now. And it's not just because of what Obi-Wan gave us. It's because if you watch that trailer, it looks like it's actually shot and not on the volume. And this is something that, in fact, I'll just do this. I'll just do that. If you haven't watched Billy and Melvor's video on what they thought about Obi-Wan, which is really, really interesting, you should check it out. There you go. Oh, I should change that. You're not currently editing the movie anymore, are you? I should say, I don't know. I should change that. But yeah, their video was really, really cool, talking about how things looked. And, you know, of course, I've talked about that many, many times too, is that the movie just looks, in some cases it looks great, and then in some cases it didn't. I think that part of the reason was that not just the limitations of the volume, but I think that they were using multiple special effects houses, right? I think I've talked about that. Because the shots that Yoshi did look great. They look great. Okay? Why do some of the shots look like the way I explained it was you're just scaling up a ship as it's landing? It just looks so awkward. Why? I think that's why. I think they either had no time, no money, or they were using an effects house that just didn't do a great. Billy got censored? Oh, what'd he say? Can I see it? My Nightbot's not showing me anything. It's showing me my messages. It's showing me the number of messages, but it's not showing me. Maybe he got censored through YouTube because I didn't see that. Do I need to change that? Where can I change that? Because you guys should be able to say, I mean, just about anything. Currently, Billy is doing him. Okay, pretty sure that is. Yeah, that didn't show up in the actual chat, but it showed up on screen. Okay, interesting. Tony Gilroy worked on Rogue One, the best Star Wars movie since Caravan of Courage. I mean, I don't know about that, but look, I'm excited about this because this looks like it's actually shot. If you watch the trailer for Andor, it looks like it was shot on location with sets and things. So I'm really, really excited about that. The idea of using 3 episodes to kind of like, okay, this is this year, and then here's the next year, and then the next year. That sounds really interesting. And I'm just more into it because it looks good. Obi-Wan, again. Yeah, Caleb's been censored too. Now, see, that's the thing. I don't know what's doing that. Don't you hate it? Seriously, don't you hate it? When you're watching the Andor trailer and your phone is made of... There you go. And that didn't show up in the chat either. Didn't get censored on my end. Maybe your settings. See, I don't know what the thing is. Battle for Endor was pretty awesome. I don't know about that one either. And you say Andor should go to Endor, at least to the Forest Moon? But why? They didn't go to the moon of Endor at all until after. I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool, but I'm trying to think of a reason why he would do that. Use live chat instead of top chat. Yep, that's it. Yep, that's it. So it's definitely okay. Okay, now I see it. Change it to currently jerking off. Okay, got it. No more cum cake. You guys. Melvor's biased because he likes the damn Ewoks. I like the Ewoks too. I do too. I like them too. Though they're not the worst part of Star Wars. Okay, Jar Jar is not the worst part of Star Wars. Bad storytelling is the enemy of Star Wars. So the reason is that Andor sounds like Endor, and that's all the reason I need. Hey, Andor went to Endor and he saw the Ewoks and stuff. I don't know what I was gonna say there. But yeah, that's exactly why. Live chat, not top chat. Whoever said that, who was that? Bucho, thank you. Good job. Good job. So I'm looking forward to Andor. Comes out sometime this year. I'm excited. I can't remember when it comes out, but I'm excited. And yeah. Least favorite Star Wars character. Man, that is really tough. You actually still like Gungans? I don't mind the Gungans that much. I mean, can it be a cartoon? Did you know where I'm going? Don't you? Don't you, Bucho? 0. That's the worst Star Wars character. In my opinion. I know it's based on this and it's based on that. 0 the Hutt is, in my opinion, the worst character in Star Wars. I can't think of a worse one. The Annoying Scientist? No. Reva? Reva's not... Dude, Reva is not as bad as 0. At least in my opinion. You're talking about the Annoying Scientist in the... I can't remember the Clone Wars episode. But to me... Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, hey. Rey plus Reva? Ah. I gotcha. Now, I just wanted to bring this up. I just wanted to actually play this clip for you. In fact, can I blow that up? I can. Look at that. I wanted to bring this up and show you guys this. I just thought this was interesting. If you like the Russo brothers...
We're always open to it. Yeah, we love those guys. We love everyone over there. Kevin, Lou, Victoria, the actors. Right now we're focused on Agbo. Right now our slate's pretty full with Electric State, Battle of the Planets, Gray Man. We'll see where the Gray Man goes from here. Hopefully audiences like it. But that's really been our focus at the moment, working with filmmakers like the Daniels on Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think, you never say never. If the right story lines up at the right time, then, we all go back to work.
Yeah. Would you guys be interested in creating a new take for the X-Men?
And that was one of my favorite comics growing up, Wolverine. One of my prized possessions is Incredible Hulk 181, which was the first appearance of Wolverine. It's a important part of my comic book collection. Wolverine being so essential to the X-Men, of course, that would be a fun project to work on and find a new way into it. But I do think that that's probably something that Kevin has rightfully put aside for a while to, introduce some new characters to the world and bring that back when it's ready.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I just thought that was cool. I thought the Russo brothers were like completely like saying no. I think we're done with comic book movies. The idea of them doing that, going back to do an X-Men movie, would be really, really cool. Don't know. I mean, it could maybe never happen, but I saw that and I thought it was interesting, and I wanted to show you. And yeah, Mary Sue's. I don't think Reva was a Mary Sue. Ray, I could see the thing for it, but then again, I mean, if you're going with the canon that she's the clone of Palpatine, doesn't that kind of like negate the idea of a Mary Sue at that point? I'm just asking. I'm just asking here. Yeah, she didn't have to fail and do this and that. I mean, I think she failed a few times, but if you're looking for an explanation of power, that would be it. So we got an answer. It just sucked. That doesn't mean that that's the character of Rey's fault. In fact, I think Daisy Ridley did a great job. I think she did. I think Moses Ingram did as good of a job as she could have. It's all story. And I think that's the issue. Story problems. But anyway. See, a lot of people didn't like Rey. I liked Rey immediately. I didn't care. I thought she was going to be like really, really fun to watch, and then it just got annoying. And so much potential just thrown away. And man, it looks warm in here. That didn't help. I was thinking maybe it would balance that. That's all gross looking. There's like Dr. Pepper stains and all kinds of crap on that. Raver wasn't that bad. Yeah, I mean, look, we can disagree on Mary Sue's all day long. I don't know. I think it's just, again, having two different directors fight over story threads isn't a great thing. Not building on the previous one is a big thing. Yeah, like Reva may be the anti-Mary Sue. Yeah. I liked Rey in 7, then it went downhill. I mean, Reva's the least Mary Sue character in Star Wars since Ventress. Ventress is another one. Man, what a great character. God, man. A lone action movie on her would be sick. Yeah, see, there was going to be a whole, what do you call it? Chunk of Clone Wars was going to be about Ventress, and it ended up being the book called Dark Disciple, which I highly recommend because it's based on the story outlines, I guess, of those episodes that never got produced. Pretty good stuff. Yep. There you go, Bucho. He's great at casting and setting up little mystery boxes. It's hard to, I don't know. Hey, Star Wars, man. It's got some problems. Yeah, pretty damn good book. I liked it. Ventress series would be great too. And there's a lot of story that you could tell with Ventress. You really could. But next on the news, Heat 2. Michael Mann wants to turn his sequel novel into a movie. Now, this is one of those things where you're kind of like, okay, there's a book coming out in August. And of course he wants to make a movie out of it. But here's the problem. Review Gate 2. You know what? That's not a bad idea because I've never seen it. And I could make it into because I don't know if that movie's any good. It's probably not. It's probably terrible. That's not a bad idea though, Melvor. Seriously, that could be fun. So this is what he says. Michael Mann. It's totally planned to be a movie. Is it a modest movie? No. Is it a very expensive series? No. It's going to be one large movie. So this is the storyline, supposedly, of Heat 2. One day after the end of Heat, Chris Shiherlis, who was Val Kilmer, is holed up in Koreatown, wounded, half delirious, and desperately trying to escape LA. Hunting him is LAPD detective Vincent Hanna, who was Al Pacino. Hours earlier, if you haven't seen Heat, this is a spoiler for Heat. Hours earlier, Hanna killed Shiherlis' brother-in-arms, Neil McCauley, who was Robert De Niro, in a gunfight under the strobe lights at the foot of an LAX runway. Now Hanna is determined to capture or kill Shiherlis, the last survivor of McCauley's crew, before he ghosts out of the city. In 1988, 7 years earlier, McCauley, Shiherlis, and their Highline crew are taking scores on the West Coast, the U.S.-Mexican border, and now in Chicago. Driven, daring... That's a weird way to write that. Driven, daring, they're pulling in money and living vivid lives. And Chicago homicide detective Vincent Hanna, a man unreconciled with his history, is following his calling, the pursuit of armed and dangerous men into the dark and wild places, hunting an ultraviolet gang of home invaders. Meanwhile, the fallout from McCauley's scores and Hanna's pursuit cause unexpected repercussions in a parallel narrative driving through the years following Heat. So this sounds like a prequel and a sequel, which is kind of a cool idea. The problem is you've got two actors that are, much older and don't look anything like their characters anymore, and one who has vocal issues. So how are you going to make this into a movie? I don't know. But I'm really, really excited to read this book. I'm going to buy this book and I'm going to read it with my eyes and brain. I'm going to put the sentences together in my brain, and it's going to be a fun read. But this is reminding me, you still haven't seen Trainspotting 2. You're not missing much. Just saying. That also kind of felt like hey, that was really successful. Let's make another one. It was fun. You read Porno, the Trainspotting sequel, but never saw the movie. I never read Porno. But I wasn't a huge fan of it myself. But look, Heat was awesome. If you haven't seen Heat, I just ruined it for you, kind of. But seriously, that movie's good. I really like Heat. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting and wanted to bring it up. They should make a series called The Fallen Jedi and make it about Ventress. I mean, I'd watch it. Now, this next part is really in response to Leon. Because not only does he not like Blade Runner, not only does he not like Dune, but he doesn't like Avatar. And I have some Avatar things that I wanted to talk about. And I figured Leon would probably be asleep by now anyway. But I thought this was interesting. James Cameron might pass the baton to another director after Avatar 3. This is what he said. I love the Avatar movies. I'm just saying. Or the Avatar movie. And I'm interested in what's coming next because I think James Cameron is one of the greatest directors that we've ever seen. And so I trust him to continue this. It could be terrible, but he's been working on it a long time. I'm curious what he's been working on. He says the trolls will have it that nobody gives a shit and they can't remember the characters' names or one damn thing that happened in the movie. Then they see the movie again and go, oh, okay, excuse me. Let me just shut the fuck up right now. So I'm not worried about that. He's talking about I'm reading something different. I'm reading the next article. Sorry about that. That's talking about the length. But anyway, The Avatar films themselves are kind of all-consuming. I've got some other things I'm developing as well that are exciting. I think eventually over time, I don't know if that's after 3 or after 4, I'll want to pass the baton to a director that I trust to take over so I can go do some other stuff that I'm also interested in. Or maybe not. I don't know. And this is what he said. Movie 4 is a corker. It's a motherfucker. I actually hope I get to make it, but it depends on market forces. 3 is in the can, so it's coming out regardless. I really hope that we get to make 4 and 5 because it's one big story ultimately. I think that's cool. And I think it's cool that he's willing to give it up if, for the right director. But we don't know. And we'll see at the end of the year. I mean, Avatar 2, The Way of Water, comes out this year. I'm excited. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if like, oh, Avatar's just like Fern Gully, it's nice and blah, 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 and it's Dance with Wolves and blah. I don't care. I enjoyed it. You just watched Avatar this weekend, loved it, picked up the graphic novels as well. And it would be crazy if 2 flops. But man, I just don't see it. Most people, people are going to remember Avatar, especially when they start up that marketing campaign. I think it's going to do, I don't know. Who knows? It may not come close to even half of what the original did. But I don't know, man. Give them to Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what he's got. No, Billy, don't do that. Yeah, don't give it to J.J. Abrams for sure. I actually think that, I know that it's not a popular thing to say, especially with Melvor and Billy, but I think a Rian Johnson trilogy, 7, 8, 9, would have been tons better. But then again, almost any single vision would have been better. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. But who knows? If they do more Ventress stories, they should be animated, though, so Nika Futterman can still do her voice. Her voice is really good. Get a rope. I'm not in New York City. Remember those old Pace pecani sauce commercials? Anyway, so this is the other thing I was talking about. Not the leader in entertainment. That James Cameron isn't worried about Avatar trolls. They see the movie again and shut the fuck up. So, it's basically saying that there's a lot of people that are complaining that he's commenting on something that he's seen other people say about other movies, that they're complaining about the length, and he's like, why? This is what he said. I already read the first part. He said, I'm not worried about that. I don't want anybody whining about length when they sit and binge watch TV for 8 hours. I can almost write this part of the review. The agonizingly long 3-hour movie. It's like, give me a fucking break. I've watched my kids sit and do 5 1-hour episodes in a row. Here's the big social paradigm shift that has to happen. It's okay to get up and go pee. I'm completely down for a 3-hour Avatar movie. I'm excited. I'm excited for seeing it. I'm really, really excited. So, yeah, it's coming out this Christmas. And of course, there's a look at the way Kate Winslet looks in the movie. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Man, he sounds ornery. Oh, he totally sounds ornery. Because why? He's old. He's getting old and cranky. And he's gotten to the point where he's like, I don't give a crap what people say. He's to that point, and this is the point where I would love to get to this point someday, where I honestly don't care if you don't like what I do. Like right now, I'm still trying to make people happy. The fact is, there's nothing that I can do that is going to make everyone happy. It's never going to happen. There's nothing I'm going to write that's going to please everyone. Somebody's going to hate something I write or do on the channel or whatever. That's what hey, it's going to happen. Somebody's going to hate it. So you might as well just make sure that you make yourself happy. And as long as you make the movie that you set out to make, then who gives a crap about what the people don't like? George Lucas got to that point. You know, George Lucas at the end of, when Revenge of the Sith is about to come out, and they're like, did you take any of that criticism to heart? And he goes, no. If I listened to critics, I never would have made the second movie. And I'm like, it's a good point. He never would have made Empire Strikes Back if he listened to the critics. There's a lot of critics that didn't like the original Star Wars, if you can believe it. So I agree. I agree with James Cameron in that, look, you just got to make the movie that you set out to make. As long as you're in a position where the studio is actually interested in what you have to offer and not, you've written into your contract that there's no like studio involvement and all that stuff. You're just making the movie and they're just distributing it. So there you go. We're allowed to pee now. This changes everything. Have a break halfway through for 10 minutes. I mean, that's what the Indian films do. They call them intervals. Intermissions. We used to do that here in America. We don't do it anymore. It may be one of those things that may needs to happen again. I don't know. That's a hot alien. And yeah, James Cameron has been honorary for decades. For sure. He still set the bar. South Park proved it. And that's the thing. It's I think Avatar is a really good movie. Yeah, it has a lot of elements that are stolen / borrowed / whatever from other movies, but you can say the same thing about The Matrix and Star Wars and a bunch of things that we love. And I think Avatar is pretty good. And I really, really love the way that he shot that movie, especially knowing that a lot of that was CG. It's even more impressive. It doesn't hold up nearly as well now, though. I will say that on a big 4K TV, there's some shaky stuff in there. It's not perfect, but man, it's still good. It's pretty well done. You don't mind a long movie if it's epic with a lot of characters like Lord of the Rings? I mean, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And that's what I'm kind of interested in is where's this going? And apparently this one's going to take this movie's going to take place a lot in water, which I'm kind of cool with because I like the abyss. So it may be great or maybe terrible. All I know is I'm excited to see it. And anybody saying that I'll never watch that movie. That's a weird stance to take, I guess for me, I'm always looking for a good time in a movie. I want every movie to be awesome. I wanted 50 Shades of Grey to be so good that I'd be like, I can't deny it anymore. This movie's amazing, right? Everybody is saying this movie's amazing. Didn't turn out that way, but I was at least rooting for it. Who knows? It could have been great. It wasn't, but that's okay. That's what happens. Is sometimes movies don't work the way they're supposed to. But I still want the best for them. You know what I mean? I still want them to be good. I don't want J.J. Abrams' next movie to be terrible. I want it to be good. Even though he pissed me off with The Rise of Skywalker. I want Knives Out 2, what's it called? Glass Onion? I want that to just blow me away. Completely blow me away. Like now, the first Knives Out did. Where I'm like, wow, this is really good. Like, holy crap. I want the best. I'm always looking for a good time. You know what I meant. A lot of great movies borrowed things from other great movies. For example, E.T. is a big influence on Transformers. Nothing anymore is going to be completely original. Everything will have inspiration. That's true. But that's the thing, though. Transformers didn't have to be based off of E.T. Could be based off of, I don't know, the existing Transformers lore. Bucho. That's why Lucas is a billionaire. Yeah, I mean, well, look, I can't blame him, man. I cannot blame Lucas for saying, okay, I'm out. Because it doesn't matter. Seriously, it didn't matter what he did. Didn't matter what changes he made. People still hated it. So you might as well just say, dude, Just make the movie you set out to make. And who better to do that than the guy that created it? So for me, it was like, that's why I feel like I'm a Lucas purist, and why the Legends stories never did anything for me. Because I could tell there was a difference in the storytelling. There was a difference in the way that it felt. You know? It just didn't feel like Lucas to me. And part of the reason why Rogue One didn't work for me completely is because the music kept taking me out of it. And the music being, in my opinion, not as up to par with John Williams, meant that I was seeing a lot of the flaws in the way that I felt the acting was, not so much the acting, but the way the storytelling was going. The way that some of those characters are just paper thin. Hey, cool guy with the gun, and the cool guy that's, hey, it's oh God, I forgot his name. Cheer it. Whatever his real name is. I can't remember. I went blank on his real name. But you know what I'm saying? It's like there was nothing to those characters. There's really nothing to grow there. And it's why by the end of the movie, the first time, the only one I really remembered was K2SO. That's a problem. And the music was not great. But that's just me. And it may be all me, okay? There's a lot of people that love Rogue One and say, oh, Rogue One's the best Star Wars movie since Empire Strikes Back. And I'm like, okay, wow, I don't see that. But hey, good for you. You know, it's great. I don't agree, but hey. Yeah, the Abyss was good. Maisie G is Ali G's brother. I like that. Bet people wish Lucas was back now. I kind of wish he would just, what I wished happened. And again, we don't know who to blame here. We don't know all the stuff. The only thing I could say is, as much as I liked a lot of the things that Bob Iger was doing, it really felt strange that the way that he said some things about the way that Lucasfilm was going, and how involved he was with The Mandalorian, made me think, okay, wait a minute. Everybody's been pointing fingers at Kathleen Kennedy, saying, oh, Kathleen Kennedy's the worst thing to happen to Star Wars, blah, 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 blah. Even though she made some of the best movies, ever. That she produced a ton of insanely good movies. Oh, and by the way, she's the same credit from the Star Wars movies as The Mandalorian and Rogue One. Just saying, she was still producer on all those. Just mentioning that. Anyway, what if it wasn't Kathleen Kennedy at all? What if it was Bob Iger sticking his dirty little fingers in things? What if he was kind of, and I don't know. It's weird too, because when you don't like something, you want to blame something. It's natural. We want to be, oh, it's because this guy has a stupid face. Look at him, or whatever, There's something, you want to blame something. So for me, I kept looking for the villain, in this story. And Kathleen Kennedy didn't match to me. It just didn't feel right. Bob Iger kind of felt right. Especially after seeing that interview, and it made me go, "Oh my God!" It was Bob Iger all along. Like, what was her? Agatha Harkness. It was Agatha all along. It may be, but I don't know. Because man, they rushed it. They rushed the Star Wars sequels. They were trying to turn that into money as quickly as possible. They didn't think things through. There's a lot of problems with all of the sequel movies. But man, Bob Iger's a Mary Sue. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's one person. I think there's a lot of things that went wrong. Number one was they were in too much of a damn hurry to recoup that $4 billion, which is, it's funny when you think about it. They only paid $4 billion for Lucasfilm, which seems like an incredible bargain with how much money they've made off of it. But anyway, people are jelly of us Greeks. People are jelly on George Lucas. Rogue One, Caleb. Rogue One is dookie. I like Solo more, and that was also dookie. See, that's what's funny, is I think Solo is a good time. You know, you're looking for it. I'm always looking for a good time. Solo to me was a good time because it didn't try to be anything else. It's just like, hey, we're just going to have a good time. We're just going to have fun. And yeah, does it make sense that everything that Han Solo is known for happened to him in one weekend or however long the movie's supposed to take place? No. But you know what? I had a good time with it. And it's because I had zero expectations. That's the only Star Wars movie that I can honestly say I walked out of it going, that was a good time. Solo. But, you know, holiday special is better than Solo. Wow. Melvor doesn't like Solo apparently, because if you haven't seen the holiday special, just trust everyone and don't. I liked Solo. And especially my the recent the re-edit with all the color grading. Oh my god. Movies, it's like a different movie. It's great. But anyway. I like Solo. Kathleen Kennedy produced a lot of great movies like Jurassic Park. Don't know what wrong. Well, I mean, she did Raiders, E.T. I mean, there's a lot of movies that she did that are just classics. You seriously despise Solo? Now, see, that's one I would like to hear, like what it is. You know, in chat it's a little different, but hearing your, you know, oh, I didn't like the way that they did this, and you know, I'm telling you that that fan edit that I watched took out a lot of the things that people have had problems with. Like, is it stupid that he, you know, what's your name? Han, just Han or whatever. And he's like, you're here by yourself? Yeah. Oh, Solo. You know, I mean, all that kind of dumb crap. They changed all that. So it's kind of cool. At least Lucas helped a bit on Solo. Yeah, see, I think that's what I was saying earlier. I wish that they had left him as an actual, that's what I'm saying. He should do a Solo rant vid. That would be fun. That would be fun to watch. But no, it's like, why didn't they leave him as a consultant on Star Wars? I think it's definitely because of they were just in a hurry and they go, okay, look, okay, George, okay, you've got some ideas, okay, look, the that's not gonna work. We got to go a different way. Let's take some of those ideas and build something else. Okay, who's up for the challenge? Okay, you get to writing. You know, you got 2 months. Go. I think that's what it is. That guy's no Solo. So you don't like Alden. You don't like Alden Ehrenreich. I get it. I mean, I can understand it, at least. I don't necessarily agree. I think Alden Ehrenreich has been in more things than anybody else that they had auditioned. And I think going too close to Harrison Ford may have been a mistake. I know Anthony Ingruber is what everybody says. And I've seen that he sounds like Harrison Ford. But can he act? Can he actually act? It's just like, I might be the worst actor you've ever seen. I might look or sound exactly like somebody else, but if I'm not a good actor, then what does it matter? They pick somebody that was a good actor. And anybody that talks about and look, I hope I'm not like insulting you or anything. But anybody that talks about, oh, he needs acting lessons, that's why they got him acting lessons. Yeah, almost like a ton of movies have people with acting lessons throughout. You know, it could be just the way that he walks. Like, at least get the walk. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, let's get the walk down. Oh, let's get this down or whatever. That happens in almost every movie. Happens in a lot of movies. So Rob kind of looks like this one guy I saw in a movie. He sounds like him too. Well, it was a little higher back then, wasn't it? It's like, oh yeah, the old game store. You honestly don't like Han Solo as a character, so it's not a big deal to me who played him. Oh, don't let Bucho make you hear that. Oh my God. Nathan Fillion. Well, and that's the other thing. You know, how many times did Nathan Fillion get brought up with Uncharted? And unfortunately, he was just too old. He's too old to start a franchise. You know, unless you're telling a story later in Nathan Drake's life, Nathan Fillion's just not going to work. But I don't think Tom Holland was good either. But then again, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. CGD age. I mean, possibly. They did it on Gemini Man. Right, but the big thing is Harrison Ford's, what, 80? I mean, look, I don't know. There's a lot of things they could have done. A lot of people didn't like Alden as Harrison Ford. A lot of people were just asking simply, why do we need a solo movie? All that kind of stuff. But that's the thing. Sometimes you don't necessarily know what you need until you get it. Just like The Matrix, right? We didn't know we wanted The Matrix. Somebody said, hey, guy gets stuck in an alternate dimension kind of thing. And I don't know, he's hooked to these things. And, oh, that sounds like crap. And it's starring Keanu Reeves. What is this, Johnny Mnemonic? Screw this movie. But then The Matrix comes out and it's insanely good. So you don't know what you want until you get it. Sometimes you have to, you know what I mean? All I'm saying is, I think more people should just keep an open mind on things. Might enjoy it more. I say that, and I continually say that I hate every Star Wars movie that I watch in the theater the first time. But I'm just saying. It's also, I'm saying that, but it's also for me. I should judge things on its own merits, not what it's compared to. And that's why, man, I'll tell you what, watching trailers, I may stop doing that. Because, what was it? RRR? God, I had a fun time with that. Didn't watch the trailer. All I heard was what you guys had said in chat. And I loved it. So, man, need more surprises. We didn't think we needed Clerks 2. Some people might say that we still don't need Clerks 2. But I actually like Clerks 2. You saw a picture for Clerks 3. You being silly? Nathan Fillion for Uncharted would have been better than the kid, though. I mean, possibly. Oh, you were talking about Nathan. Okay. I was thinking about Harrison Ford and Solo. But I don't know. All I know is I'm really looking forward to Avatar. That's like my number one, like, excited as far as American movies go, because got a lot of Indian movies to catch up on. But just as a reminder for all of those who, where is it? Number one, here's everybody's homework. Everybody should watch The Gate 2. And if you haven't seen the original Gate, watch The Gate with everyone's favorite actor, Stephen Dorff. I always liked Stephen Dorff because of The Gate. So every time I saw Stephen Dorff on a movie, I was like, oh, cool, it's the kid from The Gate. And then he's an adult. And anyway, but yeah, you should totally watch The Gate and The Gate 2. And just as a reminder, we're showing the Adventures in Game Chasing movie on Saturday, this Saturday, Greenville, South Carolina, at the Southeast Game Exchange. I want to call that something different every time, but that's what it is called. Billy, Jay, and I will be there, and it will be fun. So I think that'll do it for tonight's show. And again, because of this, I'm not sure if I'll be back in time to do a show, to put together a show for next week. So we'll play that by ear. So yeah, we may do a show later in the week, or I may just say, let's just skip this week. I don't know. It just depends. But you guys have a great rest of your week. And hopefully you can come see us if you're near Greenville, South Carolina. Otherwise, bye and stuff. You know what? Wait a minute. We're back. I missed some things here. Star Fox, you weren't kidding. Yeah, Clerks 3, we talked about that earlier. You must have missed that. You must have walked out when we missed that. Yeah, when we were talking about that. But there's that. And then Melver said, have you seen the clips where they deepfake Mel Gibson in a Mad Max Fury Road? Totally worked. Have you seen the Harrison Ford ones on Solo? Disturbing. Yeah, I mean, deepfakes is that's a thing. To me, that's almost like, man, I don't know. Control Shift Face is great. You like the Lucas deepfakes? Yeah, Metal Jesus is going to be there. The Game Chasers are going to be at Southeast Game Exchange. It's going to be great. Saw the Gate 2 in theater back in the day. Almost walked out. Oh my God. And Bucho, of course, says just do another 5 hours. Okay, so here's the deal. I am going to go now. I just wanted to catch up because I wanted to comment on that. I wanted to comment on that because I didn't realize you were kidding, Star Fox. Yeah, Clerks 3. The poster's out, and apparently the trailer tomorrow. So we'll see. But you guys have a great week, and we'll see you on the next one.